Hello, Smita.
Hi,
Welcome
Khadija.
to
Good evening.
well, good evening. Welcome to Evolve Stories of Transformation. It's a privilege to have you here today, um, and share more about your journey. So, just a quick introduction to those of you who are watching. Smita Iyer is here with us today. She's an ICF PCC coach, the founder of Decode Inspired Living. She has 26 years of corporate experience with 15 to 16 years in senior leadership roles, and she has been instrumental in turning organization visions into reality, especially turning startups into conglomerates. So we're all eager to hear what Samita has to share about purpose when it comes to living and leading with purpose. Smita, please share about yourself and about the wonderful topic that you have chosen today to live and lead with purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, Khadija, for that introduction, and thank you for having me here to share my story. Yes, been in the corporate world for about 26 years, and it was 2 years back that I quit to start my entrepreneurial venture. And I think I am literally living with my purpose. Uh, so for me, purpose is literally like it's like that compass. Okay, now imagine, Khadija, that you are driving a car and you don't know your destination. You're just going on and on and on. You would have probably crossed many paths, many roads all over the country, but you don't know your destination. How would that look like? A road without a destination. Yeah. Uh,
Yes, very pointless, right?
yeah, very pointless. It's meaningless. You're just going
Hmm.
all over the place.
Hmm.
Or think that you are in a ship, and these ships have those tall lights guiding them the direction, right? Now, if you don't have that light guiding you, the ship, what will happen to the ship? It will
Hmm.
either hit on a rock, probably, or maybe it'll hit another ship. And what will be the end result when it hits the rock or it hits another ship? So basically, if we are not living with that purpose, it just becomes very meaningless. And when we are living a meaningless life, how can a life be fulfilling?
Absolutely.
Isn't it?
Yes. So, Smita, at what point in your life have you felt a strong sense of purpose?
When I started off with the corporate in the corporate world, I was like young, bubbling. Yeah, I want to do something. That time, my purpose was, yeah, I want to do something. I want to probably make a name, make a mark in whatever
Hmm.
way that I can. Then I stepped into the leadership role, and then I started feeling, okay, now it's all about them. It's all about leading the team, giving them meaningful goals, helping them grow, helping them see how they can contribute and all of that. But it was some 3 to 4 years back. Something within me was constantly telling me, I'm not enjoying. I don't know what I'm doing. I was contributing well. I was in a leadership role. The organization is good, but somewhere deep within, there was this voice constantly telling me that no, this is not what I want to do. Why am I not happy now? I was happy, but why am I not happy? Whatever I'm doing, why is that? I'm questioning every act of mine,
Hmm.
and that question became like it started for some time like hounding me. Uh,
Hmm.
and when I kept questioning myself, uh, there was this, there was something telling me I'm not living very consciously. I have gone in an autopilot mode. Uh, this autopilot mode is like you are in a survival mode. And when you're just surviving and just keep doing and doing and doing what others are telling you to do, and that's not, and you don't feel that as your own, then a bell should ring. Literally a bell should ring, and that's exactly happened with me. That I wanted to live more consciously. I wanted to live with an intention. I wanted to see how I can add value to myself, and thereby how I can add value to others. This was one big reason. The second one was, we all know, Khadija, that everybody is in a very fast, is working in a very fast-paced environment, right? With the technology advancements, with expectations of organizations skyrocketing, I used to get a lot of feedback, or people used to approach me, not just within the organization, but people around me whom I know, leaders from different organizations, or people from different organizations, sharing that they're feeling overwhelmed. They're not happy with what they are doing. They are, they feel their bosses are not doing justice with them. There is unfairness. There is biasness. Uh, and when I was constantly listening to this, there was another voice that was saying that, yeah, I need to do something about this aspect. And I always believe that a leader is the one who has a lot of responsibility to help people, go to the place that that individual wants to go. That's why we are called as leaders, right? Otherwise, everybody, if wherever they have to go, they'll manage themselves. The very fact that we have a responsibility of a team, it's not about just getting the task done. Task will be done any which ways. And I strongly used to believe that it's about, when we understand people's needs, when we understand people's potential, when we guide them, when we show them the path, that's where they truly believe in us. And this was like, what's happening around? Why is there so much of a mismatch between the way leaders should be leading and the way they are actually leading? This was another reason that pushed me to redefine my own purpose. And by then, of course, I was a certified coach, and all the more the coach within me was burning. And yeah, 2 years back, when I got that clarity of why I exist in this universe, when that why was clear, Decode Inspired Living was born.
Samita, you mentioned something very interesting there about making work more meaningful for people in the organization. Now, for a leader, uh, they is it uh, about them leading people from one place to where they want to be, or about the organization from where it is to where the organization sees itself to be? And how can these two be aligned when you're leading?
That's a great question. And when I say that my job is not only to, and you well pointed that out very nicely. It's not just about, okay, somebody has, my role is all about giving some big titles to people, giving them promotions, giving them hefty compensations. Yeah, fine. I am not denying the fact that promotions are required. Aligning the compensation with what the individual is doing is very important. But the point is, neither can a leader nor an organization can attract nor retain people if the values of the individuals are not aligned with the values of the organization. So as a leader, it's for me to first understand the organizational values. And are those values aligned with my values? If I am only not aligned, how can I show the direction to my people? Isn't it? So first is understanding whether the organization's values are aligned with mine, and then to help individuals see how their values are aligned with the organization. For example, there are many organizations who are working towards safeguarding the environment, right? We are all talking about environment, safeguarding the environment, creating products that are environment friendly, right? Now, assume that there is this organization who is creating products that are environment friendly. And I myself, I am an environment activist. Or I truly believe that, yes, I need to do everything possible to safeguard this planet. I will instantly get attracted to these kind of organizations. For me, some of my values are being authentic, being able to receive feedback for my own good, so that I'm able to learn, or I'm also able to give feedback to people for them to grow. Help people show opportunities of growth. How can they grow? Now, if there is a complete misalignment of people are not authentic, there is no opportunity to grow, or I am not able to give that opportunity to people, there is a complete misalignment, right? So when there is a misalignment, do you think that I will be able to continue in that environment? So there is a deeper meaning when we say that, align your values and your purpose.
Yes. So
it has a cascading impact.
That brings me, as you were talking, Smita, I realized that a lot of people, when they're looking for jobs, this is the last thing on their agenda, whether their values are aligning with the company that they are choosing, because I think the number one priority is what remuneration I'm getting. So for those people, although we might be sort of um, divulging from the topic as such, but I would like you to share as a leader, like, how can they actually look for work that aligns with their values? Because as you shared, there has to be a purpose, there has to be alignment of your values. So how can that be done?
Yes, Khadija, when people are looking out for opportunities in other organization, this somehow gets missed, or it's not given its due importance. But whenever these people quit, they're not quitting then because they have got more compensation or higher, higher or fancy titles than what they were. They have left because there has been that disconnect. And the disconnect at a deeper level are the values. It's like the iceberg, right? The leaders, when they're interviewing, are looking at the knowledge and skill. The people who are going for the interviews, looking for opportunities, they're looking at the brand. It's a big brand and I want to work for this big brand. But when they probably go inside, they realize that there's something missing. I'm not happy. Then they'll have hundreds of excuses to say this did not happen, this is the problem, process is not there, that is not there, and this is not there. But somewhere deep down, there is a value conflict. So when you are actually looking for opportunities, or even when you are not, even when you are wherever you are, my suggestion would always be, reflect on what you love the most. As they say, do what you love and love what you do, right? What's the point? I mean, I'm not a person who would say, oh God, it is a Monday, or thank God it is a Friday. We can't be living in, every day like, oh God, it is a Monday, and thank God it is a Friday. Once a while, we all are human beings. Fine. We will all go through those ups and downs. Nothing is always perfect. But if it is perpetual, then there is a value mismatch, and you are not passionate about what you're doing currently. So reflecting on your passion, and then identifying what are your core values, and how are my values aligned to what I am doing. And if I'm not doing, then what is that, if done, my passion will help me align with my values, and thereby my life is fulfilled. And for that, it's not essential that we all need to be entrepreneurs. I'm not saying that. But within the space wherever you are working, see what is the alignment. Identify. So one is identifying your passion. Second is understanding what are your core values, and then seeing how it is aligned. So as I said, I want to live consciously. I want to live my life with intention. And I want to help future leaders, you know, be that beacon of light for the younger generation. That's my life purpose. And that's what is bringing in huge fulfillment. Yeah. We can now, somebody was telling me, oh, it's so difficult to identify that purpose. It is not so easy. Yeah, it is not easy. But is it easy to find who within your circle you find somebody very inspirational? Possible? Right? Within your own circle of colleagues, friends, bosses, there is somebody, even our parents, there is somebody who's inspirational. What is so inspiring about that person that it resonates so much with you? And then working on that to become the person that you want to be. And there are a lot of mentors, coaches who are there to support, because many a times we are not able to do all by ourselves. I've also learned from my boss. I have learned from my colleagues. I've learned from my team members. So identifying who's that mentor, taking the support of that mentor to lead you, to give you that direction or to show you that direction. Not that the person will take you and put you there, but that direction will help you reach there, right? So which means you've got that compass. How you have your Google map, you switch on your Google map to reach there, right? So your mentors, your coaches just become that Google map. They're just guiding you, and then you actually take yourself there. They become your accountability partners. If we do these small things, we will actually live our life first consciously. First is about living our life, and then about leading others.
Yes. So purpose and passion, I'm hearing, are synonymous.
Absolutely. Where does that purpose come from? Something you are damn passionate about, right? Something is not there in this world, but you want to create it. It's like the Einstein story, right? He probably failed 1,000 times, and that's how we've got the light, right? Or maybe Steve Jobs, who came up with this huge technology. He didn't know. He just went out. He didn't say that, oh, nobody is doing, so let me do. So let me see, oh, nobody is doing, so how can I think about it? Maybe somebody like me, who's passionate about developing future leaders, yeah, there could be many people around doing that job. But I am so passionate about it that it doesn't matter how many of them are doing all out there. But I still know I can make a difference to a few 100,000, a lakh of people. And they will remember me, and I would have created some legacy.
Absolutely. So, Smita, for leaders, how would you suggest, how can they integrate purpose in the leadership styles?
Uh, See, the first and foremost, leaders have to know that they're not there to do the jobs of people. Okay, job will happen. The outcome will, the targets will be achieved. But the point is how you are giving direction to your people. So you are the compass first for your team members. Are you being the compass for your team members? Are you giving clarity and direction to your people? And then leave them on their journey to do it. That's the first and foremost thing. If you have to, if you have to lead with purpose, you have to show that clarity of that purpose and give the direction to your team members. Second, think very clearly about the developmental path of each individual, because every individual A is unique. Every individual has huge potential, but leaders cannot tap into that potential unless and until they embrace a learning culture within the organization.
Hmm.
How are they building that learning culture? How are they telling their teams that, okay, you've not done this, I will guide you, but I want you to move out of your comfort zone to do this? What is
Hmm.
happening? There is all of a sudden a sense of trust getting built in my team members.
Hmm.
And they all
Hmm.
of a sudden they start saying, oh, I can do this. And I am working on something larger which will help the organization.
Hmm.
And then they start connecting to their passion and their purpose because they are learning. They feel
Hmm.
that my boss or my leader is trusting me, trusting my capabilities. Doing that authentic conversation with people on their developmental journeys, encouraging them to move out of their comfort zone is super important. If we will not do for them, they will find somebody else who will help them to do that.
Hmm.
And the next is feedback. I would rather say the feed forward conversations, not the annual appraisal conversations and like a tick mark activity, and then saying, oh, you did not do this, you did not do this, why this happened. It yields
Hmm.
the individual to go nowhere. How will that individual have any sense of purpose or ownership when at the end of the year you keep telling what has not happened? So instead of doing that, how can we do a feed forward conversation? Means looking into the future. What is that you would
Hmm.
love to do that you've not done in the past?
Hmm.
How is that you would like to improve on your own performance so that you are learning? Just imagine
Hmm.
the sense of purpose that it will get created in that individual.
Hmm.
And finally, one more thing for the leaders is to also take feedback, not just take gives. You know,
Hmm.
my way of doing it was, tell me what is that I can change to become a better leader. What is that
Hmm.
I can do so that you can grow? What is that I should stop doing so that the teams are working in a much more cohesive manner? It's important to be vulnerable enough as leaders to take feedback from others. And that's where you build that psychological safety for people to take risk, be
Hmm.
courageous to speak up, because see, my core value is that of authenticity and courage. So that's why I demonstrate these things. But
Hmm.
frankly speaking, when you help people to be courageous, magic happens. That's where innovations happen in organizations, right?
Hmm.
If
Hmm.
my leaders will say, if you do mistake, then there is a problem, you don't
Hmm.
do this, you don't do that, how will people be courageous enough to innovate? So
Hmm.
help them to fail, so that faster they fail, the faster they learn, and the better they
Hmm.
innovate.
Smita, is it safe to say that organizations that are innovative and inclusive, they by default manifest their purpose?
Absolutely. Their purpose is so strong, yeah, Khadija, that everything around that purpose, they start manifesting it. And that's why innovation happens. That's why courage comes up. That's why risk comes up.
Hmm.
And when at the top level or the leadership level or the second line leadership level, when they actually demonstrate courage, they promote courage, psychological safety, innovation, automatically people start finding themselves resonating with that purpose. um,
Hmm.
I'll give you. I love this one ad that they show, as you spoke about this organization. Uh, there is this ad of Usha sewing machine. It's a sewing machine basically. Okay, it's a very old
Hmm.
Indian brand. Now, see how they have cultivated their purpose behind the sewing machine. What they have done is they have gone to rural areas to make rural women independent by
Hmm.
providing them with these sewing machines so that they they become independent and they start earning out of that sewing machine,
Hmm.
right? So just imagine somebody somewhere sitting out there is manufacturing that sewing machine. Yeah, the person thinks, yeah, my sewing machine is helping that rural woman to become independent.
Yeah.
What I do, I work with passion. There's a small person in that factory working there. Alignment of what the organization is doing, alignment with what I'm doing at a very small, as a very small person in the system. I'll take one more example. How organizations are leading with purpose and how people also see alignment in that. Uh, there are a lot of hygiene issues in rural part of the country, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Now, there are organizations who are developing a lot of hygiene products,
Hmm.
right? Now, this organization provides a lot of hygiene products to rural areas
Hmm.
with no cost, or in fact, they're promoting hygiene through their products, and thereby it's becoming the vicinity is becoming cleaner, the village is probably becoming cleaner, the awareness about hygiene is going up in that village. Now, again, people who are creating those products or developing those products or manufacturing those products or selling those products, they might see a larger purpose. One way, for urban India, they're selling it for profit. Fine, urban
Hmm.
India is buying. But look at the cost for the rural India.
Hmm.
So when I'm doing something, it gets aligned to my cause. Yeah, hygiene is very important. And I am working for an organization who's promoting hygiene and with full honesty.
Hmm. Absolutely loved your insights, Smita. So basically, what I heard was that to make work more meaningful and to make life more meaningful, this is what purpose is all about. And it also gives me sort of makes me think about things that, as you mentioned earlier, that people who leave their jobs because they find xyz reason, but the deeper reason behind that is because they didn't find that work meaningful. It did not align with their values. I wish more people could actually see that and become more aware of that. So thank you for spreading awareness around that. And I love the work that you're doing. Any parting comments or notes that you would like to leave our audience with?
Uh, think even if we can't see, when we are talking about nurturing the world or making an impact in the world,
Hmm.
uh, at times we may feel intimidated. Oh my god, world, where am I and where is the world? Make meaningful contribution to people around you. So when I was
Hmm.
in a leadership role, even making that small contribution to my team members, even sitting with them and understanding what they love about what they are doing. How can they become a little better than what they have done in the past? That's also about adding value to them so that they see meaning in even in their day-to-day work, literally in their day-to-day work. We all can see meaning even in our day-to-day work. But if we are not able to see, find a mentor, find who is inspirational to you, what resonates with you, go and talk to them. But don't be in a survival mode all the time, because in survival mode, you only attract uh, stress, anxiety, overwhelming feeling. But when you are actually living your purpose, you will find that deep inner peace and happiness, and your journey throughout will be very fulfilling. Thank
Beautiful.
you, Khadija.
So meaning is not just about these grand visions. It can be found in the smallest things. And actually, it's the very multiple small things which are meaningful and then add up to that grand vision. So that's absolutely lovely. Thank you so much for sharing your insights, Meeta. And
Thank you
thank
so
you for
much,
those
Khadija.
watching. Thank you for being here. And those of you watching, if you have any comments or any questions, please feel free to leave them in the under the thread, and we'll get back to you. And if you want to connect with Smita and learn more about the wonderful work she's doing with conscious leadership, please feel free to connect with her on LinkedIn. So,
Thank you,
thank you so
Khadija. It's my
much.
pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Have a lovely rest of the week.